everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. We should have a good one on tap here today. It's the Hounds coming in at 0-7, going up against the Cardinals, who come in at 4-3. On the call here tonight, let's send it out to our guys in the booth. That's Brandon Dodson and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, we begin Week 8 with a good matchup for you here between the Arizona Cardinals and the Memphis Hounds. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Memphis team as they get ready here. They come in wondering what on earth is going on here as they sit in last place at 0-7.
And it's really difficult to report to work every day with that type of a losing streak looming over you. How do you break out of it? And you're looking at each other.
The offense back out there now. Let's see what they can put together. This is T.J. Yeldon. And he gets this one just shy of 40. They'll mark it down at the 39. Give him 14 yards that time, and they'll shut it down. When we sat with the coaching staff a couple of days ago, they said attacking that defensive look with a run, something they wanted to do, it was effective.
And they were extremely confident, weren't they? Their planning, their preparation, they knew what they were going to get in that defense, and they were able to attack it accordingly.
Just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It'll go as a gain of 10 there. And it's good enough for a first down.
That's another nice run. I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to really go to play action and tie it now because it's not open. The other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. And a long way to go for the offense here on second down.
Let's go!
Here's a play fake as they set up the throw. They're rolling that right. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Marcus Golden in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And they brought the pressure there just right up the gut, didn't they?
Yeah, they certainly did. And, you know, when you've got so many different responsibilities as an offensive line, you got to deal with the nose tackle, the 2 defensive tackles or ends.
Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyler Matthew. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Is a big boy coming up there and swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen are freaking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, and all of them going together as one unit downfield. It really makes a big difference.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Tackle made by Jared Andre.
And you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier.
Get ready, Sally 19! Sally 19!
Keep carrying it, thank you.
Here's Bombers. He's got Fitzgerald. A gain of 7, and they pick up the first.
Well, there's the first time in this game that Carson Palmer finds Larry Fitzgerald. Like likely won't be the last, but how about the way these two have helped each other's careers?
Yeah, they really have. It's hard to believe with Fitzgerald, well, really both of these guys, how long they've been in the league now, but Fitzgerald, third overall pick back in 04.
Yeah, how about that? Remember, Carson Palmer, a former Heisman Trophy winner, he's finally found a real home in Arizona.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Long yard situations, they can become bolder.
Now it's Palmer, and Gresham has it left side. It'll be a gain of 4, and that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
How about the timing on that one? Well, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 8. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
This drive is turning into an extended one. And not carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on, 18.
Well, they get him on 3rd down. It's Palmer. And this is going to be incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown. And it's 4th and 4.
And that was a nice play. He knocked it away, but obviously you want the interception in this situation. You want to take away any chance that they have any decision to make on 4th down. But things happen so quickly in the end zone in this compressed area of the field that you're just happy to knock it away and not allow a touchdown.
And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. So not exactly jubilation over on that visiting sideline, but at least a high 5 or 2 for their kicker as he gets them the first points of the night here on the opening drive.
And 3 points are not to be underestimated. You're on the road, under the lights, national TV audience. You want to come out and look good, and that's a good start right there.
So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles Leclerc. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll start out on the ground. It's T.J. Yeldon. Oh, spinning away. And he's brought down. 10 yards on the pickup there. And that enables him to also pick up the first. Fresh set of downs here.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find. Because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
And the quarterback, he's got some big threats at wideout.
And they seem to get bigger all the time, don't they, Brandon? Every time I look out and watch a game, we're getting these bigger, more athletic, acrobatic receivers. We have some today.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
Now let's go.
They'll look to throw here. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
And that's the kind of pass that adds up over time, Brandon. You may not have picked up a first down there, but if you keep chipping away at it, eventually big plays may result.
Hurry up, here we go. Watch you now, Barney.
An extra DB out of here for the Cards on 3rd.
Blitzer play coverage.
Back to throw. And he's got it to Burns. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. It's a 10-yard pickup and moves the chains. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
They come Tackle made by Marcus Golden. And here is the Cardinal defense.
Terrence Knighton's nickname, Pot Roast, was given to him, and he didn't like it at first. Now he says, don't call me Terrence. Holds down the middle against anyone trying to run the football.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Let's go!
They'll try to run for it with Gilbert. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play. Holding them to no gain.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive.
Here we go now.
Back to throw now on first down. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. And nothing but daylight ahead. The 20, 10, 5. And they will finally bring this one back to an end, but not before it's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4.
No, surprise, surprise, partner. No, we know it's not a surprise. When you try to complete a pass against this Cardinals defense, there's a reason that they are known as the no-fly zone.
To live action. Let's see what this offense can do here on this play. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. So we've got a 2nd and 5.
Watch left, watch left, watch left. Good! Good! Now let's go! 3-19! 3-9!
They'll look to throw. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
You know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Yeah, every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. On 2nd down, here's Yeldon. And we'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
One quarter in the books here on a Thursday night. 10-zip our score. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Memphis with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a fourth down situation. On the return is Peterson. Oh, he slipped right by him. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Cards will take over first and... back on the field here. Let's see what they can do on this play.
Tight on this side, boys. Tight on the left. Tight on the left. Move. Now let's go.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And this one complete to Julius Thomas. A good gain of 14 there to lose a change.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Offense comes to the line now, first and 10.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll make it second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. And 3 full yards here for the offense to get on third down. They'll drop the throw. And he finds Julius Thomas. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first.
And fits the exact right way. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even add a little extra at the end with a short run.
And he's going to get this one down to the 45-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Tight end to the left. Tight end left.
Hurry up, here we go. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. Nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their third of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we get this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they missed a golden opportunity.
He was looking to get it to Allen Hurns that time. Now fourth down. Here's Brad Nordman now, as he'll kick it away for the second time.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line. All right, the offense back out there now. Let's see what they can put together. And now back out comes the offense. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive that he had to put it away.
No, I'm going to tell my offense right here. The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, if there got to be casualties at times, we're trying to win a game.
They'll run it again with Yeldon. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
When you put together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Out of the gun now on third down. And caught right side, Green. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
It's a gain of 5, and it's a second down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch. Especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot drag.
They're a tapestry, if you will.
Ooh, I like it.
Oh, nearly picked. Almost intercepted, but he couldn't hang on, and it's third down.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And boy, they really played well attacking the football.
To throw. They set up the screen to Ivory. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up the 4th down. Here's Brad Nortman now as he's on here to punt it away.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark. Let's see what this offense can do here on this play. They come up in an offset out.
Detroit!
They begin with a run by Yeldon. Spilling past him. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Cardinals out in front. As we'll send you down. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So offense back on the field here. Let's see what they can do on this play. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They send Thomas out to the right by himself. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a reset again.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And we'll get this up to about the 40. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the day.
They're going to look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes it across midfield to the 45. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
The play clock's running down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he's brought down after a good game. And what a big-time play there. And even 40 yards. And after that rough game last week, you see the improvement here in this one, no doubt. I thought they might defensively take the blueprint and try to hold him down, but whatever they've tried to do, it hasn't worked as well.
And I think the reason it hasn't worked as well is that they found the gaps between coverage. And what I mean by that is ordinarily, with a player of this caliber and stature, try to make sure you're on him right off the line of scrimmage. Bump him, get him off his route. What he's doing, though, is getting off the line of scrimmage, and before the second guy can get involved in the play, the ball's being delivered. That allows him to get upfield and make even bigger plays.
Here we go. Back it up, Philly. Here we go. Here we go.
Running out here on the play clock. On the ground, Ivory. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Chris Ivory, his first touchdown on the year. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit. And Charles, he's able to dive in there in a short yardage situation.
Just find a place to get to the end zone. Didn't matter where it was, but once he did...
Back out there now. Let's see what they can put together.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chandler Jones in there to drop him, and it'll loss of about 8. I don't care if you're taking it in round 1, you're undrafted, whatever. As a rookie quarterback in this league, you're going to have games where you face adversity like this.
Lessons. All the time you're going to face these lessons. The key for this guy is will he be able to bounce back in the next one, because right now, this has not been his game. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Still in search of the first down after that last completion.
3 down. Here we go now. Boom, line it.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And that's going to make it 4th down. Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain. No, a nifty juke there. Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field. Let's see what this offense can do here on this play. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football. Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive. They need points. Big time. And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target. It is indeed. Quarterbacks like these speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him. They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put it up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
3-19. 3-19.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And for the 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked up. And they're going to take over right there at the 20. Back on the field here. Let's see what they can do on this play. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this one. And here, my college coach right now, there's just a test before every game. The team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game. Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right? Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Let's go.
We looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming. Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Offside, defense. Still 2nd down.
Taken down at the 44-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Holding. Offense.
So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play.
All right, here we go.
Here's Hoyer. He's going to wind up and air it out. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Here we go now.
Now Hoyer. Green with a catch left side. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 12 yards is the pickup there, and that's going to bring up the 3rd down. Still in search of the 1st down after that last completion. Nickelback added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. They'll run it now out of the gun. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down. And that looked like some pretty easy. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Gotta try it here. He's back to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. Good night, everybody.